Hey guys, it's Cam Kane and welcome back to the 64 team tournament in NCAA football. And we are on to the Midwest region first round where we kick it off with Ohio State. Ohio State coming in as the number 2 overall seed in all of the 64 teams. Coming in with big players, undefeated season. Chase Young taking home the Bednarik, Nagurski, and Hendricks awards. Biggest 3 awards he can win as a defensive end. He won all 3 of them with 16.5 sacks on the year. So we pick it up late in the fourth quarter, and it is only a 5-point game, but Justin Fields rips off a big 20-plus yard run, gets them down inside the red zone, and they're going to go ahead and cap it off with a touchdown. So that's going to do it. So closer than they would like to have, but J.K. Dobbins having 245 yards with 3 touchdowns on the day, and Ohio State are going to pull it out. So no 16-1 upset yet, but player of the game goes to Justin Fields with 4 total touchdowns. Western Kentucky, we're close in this game, but with 5 turnovers, it's just not going to do it against this high-powered Ohio State offense. So now we have the 8-9 matchup of Kansas State and Kentucky. Kansas State finishing the year 8-4 in the Big 12. Kentucky coming in 7-5. We picked this game up here late in the fourth as well. Kentucky down 2 scores. They go deep, and they got a man over the top, and that's going to be a touchdown to Ahmad Wagner deep down the field. So it's only going to make it a 6-point game after the extra point, so they're going to have to get the onside kick. And they do not end up getting it. Yeah, as it goes right to a Kansas State player. So Kansas State, all they got to do is victory formation, and that's going to do it. Kansas State's pulling it out. Blake Lynch, the kicker, getting player of the game. 4 of 4 from field goals and 2 of 2 from extra points. He is the deciding factor. So that means Ohio State, Kansas State in the Music City Bowl in the round of 32. As we move on to the 5-12 matchup of Boise State and Virginia Tech. Boise State coming in 12-1 on the year, and their only loss coming to BYU was by 3 points, so they were that close to going undefeated on the year. So we picked this one up late in the fourth too. Boise State having to drive the field to score and get on the board, but that's going to be picked off by Virginia Tech. So Boise State still do have all 3 timeouts, but can they stop Virginia Tech and get the ball back? As you see, the strong safety reading that out route and getting that interception, but no, Boise State cannot stop that Virginia Tech attack. And Hendon Hooker having 425 yards through the air and 3 total touchdowns. Boise State with 4 big turnovers, as that does it for them. And now we have one of the more not really known rivalry games in Louisville and Memphis. The battle of that border right there between Kentucky and Tennessee. Memphis coming off on a big year, 12-1. Play of the game right here. Memphis going deep down the field. Guys a man down the sideline. And that's going to be the touchdown. So I'm guessing Memphis came away with this one. And yes, they do. The Memphis Tigers have moved on, beating Louisville 54-42. Brady White with 380 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. So that's going to set up a Virginia Tech-Memphis Quick Lane Bowl in the next round. But now we move on to the 6-11 matchup of Cincinnati and North Carolina. Cincinnati having a pretty decent year, 10-3 on the year, and they had the unique thing of losing twice to the same team, which was Memphis, who we just saw in the previous game. But Cincinnati do run away with it. A big 41-14 win over North Carolina. Cincinnati's attack just was too much for the North Carolina defense in the end. Desmond Ridder coming away with the player of the game right there. And as you can see, Cincinnati dominated on the ground and through the air. North Carolina just had no answers whatsoever. So now we move on to the 3-14 matchup, which is Wisconsin versus Boston College. Wisconsin having the same kind of luck as Cincinnati, as 2 of their 3 losses come to Ohio State. We pick it up late here in the fourth, and Wisconsin have to drive the field here to score to win this game. Quarterback drops back to pass, throws a little dump-off pass. He's going to try and make the third down more manageable as they call a timeout with 36 seconds left on the clock. Jack Cohen trying to lead his team down the field. It's going to be looking deep down the field, and that's going to be deflected and picked off. So Boston College coming up with the upset on the interception, and that's the second interception of the day for Cohen. Jonathan Taylor did all he could to try and get this Wisconsin team into the next round, but the defense let him down, and 2 interceptions from the quarterback. David Bailey, the running back for Boston College, is the player of the game. 35-31 victory over Wisconsin, so a 14 seed over a 3 seed, moving on to the next round. As we move on to the 7 versus 10 in Iowa State and Indiana. Iowa State coming off a 7-5 year where their quarterback Brock Purdy almost had 4,000 passing yards on the year, so we'll have to see how his passing attack is in this game. IU coming off a pretty good year, 8-4 out of the Big Ten, and all losses coming from ranked opponents, so we'll have to wait and see how this game plays out. As we pick it up here late in the fourth, IU on the goal line as they do run it into the end zone, so it is only going to be a 7-point game. Can they get the onside kick and get the ball back? But no, they do not, and ISU run out the clock, and they take it victory formation, quarterback knee. Brock Purdy, 3 touchdowns, 330 yards through the air, player of the game. As you can see right here, deep pass down the field. But Iowa State take it 38-31 over IU. So now we move on to the last game of this region in the first round, which is number 2 seed Florida taking on Ohio. Florida losing their quarterback Felipe Franks early in the year, and only 2 losses coming into this game. As we pick it up late here in the fourth quarter, Florida down 4, having to take shots down the field, and that's going to be picked off. So we have a 15 seed beating a number 2 seed. Kyle Trask, 3 interceptions on the day. That's not going to help anything. So a 15 seed is taking down a 2 seed. As you see, Julian Ross with 192 yards. The rushing attack of Ohio really putting it against Florida, and they are going to get the upset win over Florida. As you can see right there, Florida having 4 turnovers on the day, which is going to cause them to lose this game. So we have Cincinnati versus Boston College in the first responder bowl, and then Iowa State taking on the biggest upset so far, Ohio over Florida. But that's going to do it. And like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss another video. But we will pick it up next time out with the Clemson Tigers and Trevor Lawrence, the number 3 overall seed in the bracket.